Hey guys, what's up? It's Patrick here, and today I'm bringing you guys episode 2 of my Let's Play Clash of Clans series. So in episode 1, we went through the tutorial, we named my base, did a couple of the really basic things you do when you start out the game, but today we're going to get into the nitty gritty, do a lot of upgrades, probably not build any new buildings because we're going to stay at this town hall level, but we should be able to get a lot done. So before I do anything, for the sake of this Let's Play series, I'm going to go ahead and build my other 3 builder huts. Like I said in the last video, builder huts pretty much the most important building in the game because they allow you to upgrade stuff as well as build new buildings, but they do cost gems, which is the premium currency. So you do have to spend money to get these, but you actually can earn them through achievements which you unlock, or which certain ones you'll be able to get later in the game. So personally, I mean, if you're like Town Hall 4, Town Hall 5 right now, and you think you love Clash of Clans and you're going to play it for a while, they're definitely a great investment, but you can also just save up your gems and use those to get your new huts. As far as for you people wondering what I'm going to do with gems in this series, the only thing I'm going to spend gems on is going to be on the builder huts, which I'm doing right now, as well as speeding up my troops. So it might take a long time for me to put videos together if I'm not gemming my troops to speed them up a little bit. So I'll probably be doing that. But other than that, I'm not going to be spending it on resources, not going to be using it to finish upgrades, really just for the builder huts and the troops. And yeah, that should be it for now. Alright, so looking around our base and what else we want to do. In the early levels, it really isn't that important what you upgrade. You just want to make sure your builders are busy. Pretty much the only thing you don't want to upgrade right away is your town hall. And I'll explain it later. It's pretty complicated, especially if you're a new player, but just because the town hall seems like a really cool building where if you upgrade it, you're going to unlock a bunch of new stuff, it actually sets you back later in the game. That's the best way I can put it without you guys getting all messed up, because we've really only done like 3 battles in this series. But I'm just going to go ahead and put all of my builders to work right now, and that's really going to help me out. So I have my collectors being done. I'm also doing the barracks and one of my cannons. I guess if I had to say what I prefer upgrading the build in the beginning, I really like doing my collectors and my storages. Collectors actually get a really nice boost in the very beginning, and storages are also really important, but we'll do those in just a second. All right, so looking at this first base, I'm going to attack this base just to show you, it's an example of a base you don't want to attack when you're a lower level. So you're going to see that building right there, and that is called a mortar. So the mortar, even though it scales off a little bit later in the game when you get a bunch of high level hit point troops, in the very beginning it is devastating. So I'm just going to drop a couple of barbarians so you guys can see what it does. It does splash damage to multiple targets at the same time, and you can see right there it did half damage to my barbarians. And if you guys are attacking bases, chances are in the very beginning your barbarians are going to group together when you're attacking like the cannons and the archer towers. So I generally skip bases with mortars until I'm like Town Hall 3 or Town Hall 4, unless the mortar is out of range, because they can do a lot of damage against your barbarians. And don't even get me started with archers, because they take out archers almost in one shot if they are upgraded. Okay, so looking at this base right here, this is a great example of a base I want to attack. So I can see all of the defenses. The defenses aren't huddled inside of the base. So I don't have the cannons behind like the storages or the collectors or something like that. They're completely on the outside. So the very first army composition you're going to use when you start the game is going to be 20 barbarians, because they're the most powerful troop. You really don't need archers in the beginning because no one has walls. But I'm just going to go ahead and split my troops into thirds and drop those on the defenses. So I think I mentioned it in the last video. You only need about 6 barbarians to take care of these level 1 defenses. So I dropped about 6 or 7 on each of those. And I was able to take those out. And now that I focus the defenses, I'll just have to wait for my barbarians to run around the base. And after they run around the base and take it out, I'll actually get all of the resources. So there are certain bases where you're going to want to do what I did here, take care of the defenses first and then get the resources. But I'm going to show you an example of a raid later in this Let's Play where I'm just going to go for the resources and I'm not going to look at the defenses. So a pretty common misconception people have in the very beginning of the Clash of Clans is that trophies are like the end all be all. I'm going to get 32 trophies for raiding this base, but that means absolutely nothing. Trophies literally mean nothing. It's funny to say, but not even Town Hall 2, they mean nothing at Town Hall 10. You'll see people who played this game for 2 years and they've never gone for trophies. They've only gone for resources, because the only point of trophies, the only thing they do for you is status. They have status so you can show off on the leaderboard, which is obviously really tough to do when you're playing against people who are spending thousands of dollars on this game. So really trophies are pointless. They do dictate what type of bases you attack. So if you have a low amount of trophies, you're going to find weak bases like this one. And if you have a high amount of trophies, you're going to attack bases that are higher town hall levels with more defenses, but that's pretty much the only purpose they serve. So it was really just a nice luxury that I got trophies from this raid, but I'm going to show you guys that it's not about trophies, it's all about the resources. And that's pretty much a strategy called farming, when you go for the resources and you really don't care about what happens to your trophies. Town Hall 2 is pretty early to start thinking about farming because most bases are pretty destroyable, but there is a pretty good example coming later in this Let's Play. All right, so that raid went actually really well, so we took care of everything, got a little bit of resources. We didn't max out anything, or we didn't max out our gold or our elixir storages, but let's just go ahead and train some more troops. And we also can take a look at what we want to upgrade next. So we had 3 things finished. I think we finished up our collectors because they were 5-minute upgrades. And let's just go ahead and see what we want to do. So we did get our gold mine to level 2, another really cheap upgrade, 700 elixir for 15 minutes. We can go ahead and get that done. Looking at the other 2, we actually have 3. So we have 1 more gold mine and then the 2 elixir collectors. So I'm just going to choose to upgrade those guys, and they shouldn't really take that long at all. So again, I'm pretty sporadic with what I upgrade. I'm not really caring too much. You don't have to be too technical. Once again, just don't rush your town hall and you'll be pretty good for the rest of the game. All right, so we have 1 builder available. Let's go ahead and keep raiding. And this base right here is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. Also, I'm mentioning that the mortar, you can see the mortar on the bottom left, but I'm not even going to look at the mortar for this raid. So where I don't think I've talked about where resources are located when you're raiding. They don't come from the barracks, they don't come from the cannons, they don't come from anything like that. All of the resources are located in the storages and the mines and pumps, which makes sense because that's where they come from in your base. So I saw the archer tower on the top right. I'm going to drop a couple barbarians to take care of that. And then if you look on the bottom left, there is a mortar down there, but since each defense has a range, I'm actually going to be out of range of that mortar. And all I'm going to be doing in this raid is going for the resources. So I'm taking care of those 2 pumps right there, the 2 gold mines up there, as well as 2 of each storage, the gold and the elixir storages. And that's going to give me all I need. I'm not focused on trophies. Once again, they are a luxury. I'm just trying to get resources because in the end, the whole point of the game is upgrading your buildings and your troops and having fun with your clanmates. That's what it's all about. So I've already broken through. I'm attacking these storages. If you take a look at those elixir pumps right there, you can see they're full of purple elixir. And that means that that's where most of the elixir is going to be. I just destroyed a storage and I barely got any elixir. But you're going to see when my barbarians take a couple swipes at that elixir collector, we're going to fill up on elixir and we'll be fine right there. All right, so I got a little bit lazy. Generally, I might have waited for my barbarians to walk around and destroy those gold storages and gold mines, but I decided to drop the rest of my barbarians just because, and those guys are going to break through that wall and go for this gold mine, and that should be good there. Yeah, we got filled up really quickly, and I think I mentioned this in the last episode. You really don't want to fill up your storages too much, but again, at Town Hall 2, it's hard to avoid that since there was so much available in this base. But yeah, we're pretty solid, and that does remind me that we probably should upgrade my storages pretty quickly. All right, looking at what we have left, we're at 32% damage. You get 50%. If you get 50% on a base, you get 1 star, which means you get to keep your trophies and you actually gain a little bit. If you destroy the town hall, you're going to get an additional star, and then if you do get 100% on the base, that's going to get you your 3rd star. So I should be able to get 50% on this base and get that 1st star. So I'm just going to wait on my barbarians to destroy these guys, and then I could probably just surrender from there. I don't think I really have enough damage to take care of the town hall and take this guy out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Nothing too much going on with this raid. They're just going to take a couple swipes at the town hall and then get shot down. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. We filled up our storages. Let's head back to base and do another upgrade. So I'm only going to have 1 builder available because I have 2 on the gold mines, 1 on the barracks, 1 on the cannon. But let's go ahead and see what we want to focus next. We did get the gold grab achievement, which is going to give us 5 gems for getting 20,000 gold. But I want to take a look at the town hall. So ours is level 2. And like I talked about earlier, when you upgrade it, you unlock a bunch of new buildings. So we're going to get another army camp. We're going to get the laboratory, which lets us upgrade our troops, as well as we're going to get that mortar that I talked about earlier. So it's pretty important to upgrade this town hall to town hall 3. You can sort of speed your way through the early Town Hall levels, so like from Town Hall 2 to Town Hall 5, but from then on, you really want to slow down and do all the upgrades you can for each Town Hall level. But I'm going to take it slow. I have been doing a lot of upgrades around my base, and I'm going to need to do this gold storage because I actually can't hold enough gold to do that 4,000 gold upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade that first. It's going to be a 30-minute upgrade, and since we do have a little bit of time left, I'm going to go ahead and finish another single-player map level. So Goblin Gauntlet, again, another really easy one. I'm just going to drop a couple barbarians on each side. Going to drop 6 on that cannon, 6 on this cannon. And then after they take care of these cannons, they'll just run around the map and they should be able to destroy the rest of the base. So yeah, that's pretty much the strategy in the very beginning. I really don't like using archers until you see a lot of bases with walls, but in general, the barbarians are extremely powerful, especially at level 1 compared to all the other troops, mainly the archer and the goblin. But using that always works, and we're going to be able to get another 1,000 gold and another 1,000 elixir. Alright, once again, we head back to base. None of our upgrades have been done, so it's time to wrap it up for this video and move on to the next one. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. For you new guys who are learning about the game, and then for you old guys who are looking back at these low levels and wondering how the upgrade times are so slow and so cheap, it's pretty nice and it's really fun to start a new account and play again. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.